Jude Law. Jude Law.
Why do you always have to ruin everything?
Sorry.
Hello, I'm Chris.
And I'm Tom.
And you're watching That Review Show. And today we've been to see the new comedy Spy, starring Melissa McCarthy, Melanie Hart, Jude Law, Jason Statham and Rose Byrne.
To another successful mission. I couldn't do what I do without you in my earpiece.
Head down the tunnel. You got 3 coming in. Can you imagine me as a spy?
With a gun.
What?
So Tom, what did you think of Spy?
Well, it's billed as a comedy film, and it was indeed very funny.
Yes, it's a typical fish out of water story. Kind of a secretary at a kind of spy organisation is the only spy that the villain won't recognise, or the only employee that the villain won't recognise, and so she has to become a spy to infiltrate and stop the sale of a nuclear weapon.
Yeah. I mean, the comedy in this film does have degrees of subtlety.
Mm-hmm.
Can I give an example? I'm thinking particularly of the moped scene.
Yes.
It's in the trailer.
Yes.
In this scene, she has to get on a moped and drive along. Mm-hmm. And obviously, as a spy, that's what you have to do. You have to commandeer vehicles that you wouldn't expect to. We see that in a lot of films. It's kind of a trope. But this one's got a difference. We see coming some cement in the road that hasn't been set. And she drives through it and, as you'd expect, she gets stuck in the cement.
Mm.
Now, this is a subtle joke. It works on 2 layers. First of all, you, the audience, have to understand that she is fat.
Yes.
And second, it depends on your understanding that it's funny because she's fat.
Yes.
So, really what we have is a very well-crafted piece of situation comedy.
Yeah. Well, actually, even before she hits the cement, there's another scene when she first gets on the moped, and she sort of throttles up, drives around the corner, and then the moped tilts over.
Yes.
And again, that's funny because she's fat.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that is like nailing it. Absolutely.
Yeah. And then there's so many scenes where.
Get your hand out my mouth!
I'm saving you!
Who puts a roof on a scooter? What are you, the Pope?
And that's really funny because she's fat.
Oh yeah, of course. Sorry, I wondered which one you were talking about, but no, I get it now. That was good. I mean, if we talk about the acting first of all, you wanted to talk about Jason Statham, I think.
Yeah. Now, see, Jason Statham, you wouldn't normally consider to be a comedy actor.
No.
And I mean, to be fair, he was sort of sending himself up, which was kind of. It's that kind of comedy where it was funny because of the reference. Like, it wasn't really...
It wasn't really funny, unless Melissa McCarthy was involved.
Yeah, and then he was funny because she was fat.
Yes.
We need someone to find the bomb without being detected.
I'll do it.
Okay, thanks, lunch lady.
There was also the scene I think you wanted to mention where she's in the restaurant.
Yeah. Oh, well, the restaurant scene, yeah, obviously it's the paper towels that are put in the table, they soak up the water and expand, and she eats one.
Yeah.
And of course her first instinct is eating, and that's funny because she's fat.
Yes, she is fat. Yeah.
She is fat, and we noticed that in that scene.
Yeah.
This is very chewy.
You're eating a hand towel.
Just cleansing my palate.
You know, Melissa McCarthy overall in this film does deliver a very good performance, but I found it hard while watching it to put my finger on what exactly it was that she was bringing to the performance that was so refreshing and so good.
She's a very weighty actor.
Yes, yeah, a lot of gravity.
When I joined the CIA, I thought I was going to be this amazing spy. I'm just the same boring person I was before.
I think it is perhaps actually to do with the fact that, well, you know...
She's fat.
Well, yeah, I didn't want to mention it outright like that, but I think that is a lot of what, her casting for the role was determined by.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell they've put a lot of work into the casting for this film, and it's great because it means that they didn't really have to bother with writing jokes.
No, there aren't really crafted jokes per se. Lots of situations which are inherently funny.
Because she's fat.
Because she's fat, yes. Lots of situations where she's fat.
Yes.
And something happens that accentuates that, making it funny.
Yeah, and in fact, she is consistently fat throughout the film as well.
Yeah. No continuity breaches in terms of that. You've got to consider that the direction was very meticulous on that point.
They obviously kind of they're playing on the spy cliches. So whereas in a James Bond film, he's on foot. I'm thinking particularly there's that brilliant scene in Skyfall where he's running through the streets of London, and at the same time you've got Judi Dench's voiceover doing the poem about basically having heart and fighting for your beliefs and all that. And
so you've got this sort of like thematic synergy.
And they kind of do a play on that kind of scene where she's chasing someone through the streets, but then she gets hit by a car because she can't run very fast.
Yeah, she can't run fast.
Because she's fat. And then she sort of rolls off the front of the car.
That's really funny, that scene.
Yeah.
Because, I mean...
She's fat.
Yeah. Obviously, we, the audience, are patently aware, because of that continuity of fatness that she has, of her looks as an overweight woman. And there are characters in the film that also acknowledge this, and that produces comedy too. If you think of the scene with the Italian, I guess, guys going, "Hey, chica," oh, it must be Spanish.
Ciao bella, come sta? Mamma mia.
Because obviously she doesn't look very good, and a lot of that, not all of it, but a lot of that depends on your knowledge that
she's fat.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point in the film, they've costumed her slightly differently. Because at the start of the film, she's very smartly dressed. She looks very professional and fat. But then when she goes undercover, they kind of dress up as a sort of dowdy Catwoman type thing. Yeah. But she's still fat.
But all the way, this is played for laughs. That is absolutely, right down to what it is that is funny about this film.
Oh, cat lady, just missing a shirt that says I've never felt the touch of a man.
If that's your kind of humour, you will love this.
Yeah, I mean, you could kind of... If it was a film where they put a thin woman in a fat suit, that would be in really poor taste.
Yes, it would be in very poor taste if you cast someone and made them fatter, yeah.
But because she's actually fat, and she's obviously up for it, that means...
That's funny.
Yeah, you can't not laugh at it because a fat person is saying, it's okay to laugh at me because I'm fat. It's like when they cast gay people to play stereotypically gay characters.
Oh, I don't know if that's funny.
And you're like, no, because it's not homophobic, because they are gay, so you can't...
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's really funny.
Yeah, that is funny.
That's funny.
And it's like, as well, when you... the classic comedy in Transformers, where you've got, like the fat black guy, and he's being interrogated in the first film, and he's like, I'm gonna eat all the donuts.
I'm gonna eat all the...
Yeah. And you're like, oh, he's
it's funny,
because he's fat.
Because he's fat.
But also because he's black and he's doing that, I ain't doing no... And you're like,
right, he's a parody. Yeah, that's funny.
But it's not racist, because he's a black man being a stereotypical comedy black character.
Yeah, I guess the only film that's ever racistly used a black man for comedy is Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
By those premises. Hey, but do you remember when it was funny because she was fat?
Yes, and then there was that other scene where it was really funny because she was fat.
Yeah, and there was one more that I'm... Oh, no. Oh, no, wait, yeah, there was another scene where it's funny because she's fat.
I mean, you look at directors like Martin Scorsese, Brian De Palma, maybe not so much recently, but...
Overdoing it.
Well, no, I'm just saying, they've got... the inspirational, Tarantino, these directors who inspire a generation, and you can tell that this film is directed, or is inspired, the director was inspired by whatever lazy cunt directs Adam Sandler films,